Hello there, good morning to you. This is Kakaaki Social. I'm Obozeghie. Welcome to a new week. Now, activist and businesswoman Aisha Yesufu over the weekend protested the reintroduced national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee. Well, she wasn't on the streets to do this, but she refused to stand as the ritual is when the national anthem was being recited at an event. She also shared the video on her X handle with the caption, #NotMyNationalAnthem. And later, a video of her reason made it online too.
Oh, as far as I'm concerned, there's no new and old national anthem. There's only one Arise in Compatriots, and that's what I'm standing. And Aisha Yesufu, if I'm at any occasion and they ask me to stand up for the national anthem, I'm going to stand up for the national anthem. But if they start playing that, whatever they hail thee, I'm sitting down, I'm picking my food, I'm not going to stand there, because for me, that's an obnoxious law, and the National Assembly have things that they need to focus on. If they are not ashamed of themselves, we, the citizens of Nigeria, are ashamed on their behalf, and that's not what they should be focused on. And right now, we have companies that are leaving Nigeria. We're losing a lot. Our GDP is going down. There's no security of lives and properties. And you know, adults who are supposed to be adults sat down in one place and they say they want to take themselves back to Nigeria. They hail thee, because I don't know who is hailing that thee. And we have a national anthem that was done by a Nigerian, and they want to subjugate us to what was brought in by the colonial rulers who were trying to get away. No, heck no.
All right, so that was Aisha over the weekend as she made it to the news. Absolutely, she was stopped. That was the biggest story, and that's why we had to lead with that. Then Ray says, activism taken too far. That you don't like a law will not make it not to be law. It remains the law, and disobedience may have consequences. We all need to be guided. And then also in reaction to this development, also on X is broadcast journalist Sandra Ezekwesili, who says people forget that protest isn't just marching in the streets. It's also this. I haven't sang or stood for the anthem since it didn't matter that my fellow citizens sang it to avoid being killed on October 20, 2020. They sang it as they died. So protest what you want, how you like it. By the way, October 20, 2020 is apparently a synonym for NSAS massacre in Lagos State. Then Joe Igbokwe, the politician, also came for her too. And then what follows? Let's see. So Joe says Aisha Yesufu cannot respect the national anthem. Let us see where all the nonsensical behavior will take her to. She may not understand the damage she is doing to herself and her family. And he says, continue. Aisha Yesufu then came and laughed this hard, saying Joe Igbokwe should please call a family meeting and ask them to speak freely and tell him if they are not ashamed of who he is, a desperado who goes about leaking everything behind, no matter how smelly, to be considered worthy of a morsel from the national cake. And that was it between the two, both of them, as you would like to say. But then still on the national anthem, President Bola Tinubu, before our first story, that of Aisha Yesufu, justified the reintroduction of the old national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee. He's saying that it was priority for him. Now, during a meeting with the Arewa Consultative Forum, ACF, at the presidential villa in Abuja, Tinubu dismissed critics, arguing that the name Nigeria was also the idea of the Britain.
The change of national anthem, Nigeria We Hail Thee. Some people say, okay, so what? Is that your priority? It's my priority. I agree with the National Assembly. If they make law, I got to obey that law, or we disagree openly and close the chapter. But the question of diversity, who gave us the name Nigeria? Is it not Britain or somewhere? Have we changed our name? We are Nigerians. Our passport shows that.
On Thursday, while playing host to members of people from Arawa community, who is saying what at this point. So this user Black Tuesday says this priority was not part of the list of priorities you promised before and after election. So how come this one priority overtook the promises? Well, I think it's just a misplacement of the real priorities. And then Ebuka says he's telling you all that he doesn't care about you, the cost of commodities or anything that has to do with you. He clearly stated that his priority is to change old national anthem. Now go and sing the old national anthem to that tomato seller. Inflation, insecurity, unemployment, exchange rate, and poor policies. It will surely do signs and wonders. But a fan of Mr. President Umar Sani there is saying that I believe in President Tinubu capacity and capability to get Nigeria working again, and he will do it. The experience, the passion, the determination, and commitment is there, tested and trusted. The most experienced politician to become president in Nigeria since 1999. Award-winning somebody right there. But then this acclaimed bill that reads a bill for an act to substitute the annexure to Decree 24 of the 1999 with a new governance model for the Federal Republic of Nigeria went viral over the weekend also. It already got kicks from some regions who don't believe in establishment of regional government. But the National Assembly, the lower chamber in particular, has denied knowledge of it. And then the spokesperson of the House, Akin Rotimi, says the bill is neither the lawmakers nor is it under consideration. But then look at it right here. It's 18 pages, but 2 pages made it to the space of social media, except for those that have the full document. But netizens will not take it that this is not the initiative of the National Assembly. So what are they saying in the following slides? Going first on X is our user who was posting at, can we have reactions at this point? Thank you. So Ada says, if it's false, who circulated the news first and for what agenda? Or could it be they disseminated it to test the waters to know how Nigerians will react to it? Well, more reasons not to trust official APC Nigeria, official Bola Ahmed Tinubu, National Assembly of Nigeria, and Nigeria government. And then also in reaction is another one from the space of X, Cobra Realtor, who says, testing waters is part of the game. They are checking to see the reactions of Nigerians in order to deliver the perfect soft landing. Believe me, no rumor is ever a lie with this party. And another thought, tired Nigerian, tweeting at Adekunle 1957, says, we should be careful. Regional government is good, but the modalities, how is it being done? Make we not go take over those of paracetamol because of headache. We should tread cautiously. Minority tribes are watching. And then to our final story, notice of disconnection trended also over the weekend as AEDC threatened to disconnect all of these agencies right here, starting from Nigeria Army, Air Force, Defense HQ, Federal Capital Development Authority, that's FCDA, and then Kogi State government, not all the ministries actually, some of the ministries, industry, trade, interior, water resources, even National Stadium is risking disconnection if they do not do anything about that because they are owing and Nigerians are concerned. In further slides, how is this a public knowledge? Why do we have budgets that are not being used for the purpose? So Brad Emeka says the sad part of all this is all these monies are budgeted for. Funds for payment of electricity bills are budgeted for and released. No one will be prosecuted for embezzling those funds. Another set of funds will be budgeted again and squandered. And then in more reactions and thoughts to this one, Duchess says, this is utterly a shame to this government, yet they care about promoting some old national anthem. Nigeria with the internal and external outstanding. Oshe Some bars right there. And Kingsfield says, why do they have to inform the general public? Simply because they want to disconnect power supply for Army, Air Force, and Defense headquarters, who are already in default. Do they inform the general public so officially before going to disconnect ordinary citizens from their supplies? Well, not my question to answer, but definitely a point right there, because you don't even get to hear that we're coming to your house. You just see them, bah, even those of us in Bad Z that barely see lights, you know. But it is what it is. Thank you so much for starting the week with me. We will continue to see until Friday, when it will be happy hour. I'm Rena Obio, so we could talk there, or you use our WhatsApp number on 0811 5436670.